As Woody gets used to her new surroundings, we keep a close eye out for danger. Her first encounter of this day, a red-bellied woodpecker came to visit. Often Miss Woody clings to the tree in ways that make it difficult to see her. If I am patient, I can find her when she calls loud and clear. The tree she is clinging to is a literal nursery for several others besides our little Woody. There are several red-breasted woodpeckers feeding their new fledglings. As she looks down on the patio below, she spots a male northern cardinal feeding his newly fledged baby. The downy woodpecker is checking things out before feeding two fledglings. This is a good example of the fledgling flutter. A father housefinch is feeding his newly fledged baby. Often the babies have grown larger than their parents. The flutter is distinctive of newly fledged babies calling for food. Along with the many species of birds in the trees, there are several others taking care of their babies. This woodchuck and her baby have discovered the black oil sunflower seeds placed for the birds. These woodchucks are also called groundhogs, and let me tell you, they are eating machines. I finally started putting out really cheap cat food to help with the feed budget. This season there are just 3 baby woodchucks. Last year she had 7 babies. One day she went on vacation with 6 of her babies. She returned home about 2 weeks later. Apparently the 6 babies found their special place to live, as we haven't seen them since. These little guys get along quite well. Better than most siblings we have seen. When they greet one another, the first thing they do is rub noses, and then go about sharing whatever they are doing. The woodchuck family's home is under our patio deck. Next for Miss Woody to get acquainted with is the raccoons that live down by the creek. They have also discovered good eats on the patio deck. The raccoons are quarrelsome creatures, and there is a lot of growling and shoving as we watch them playing on the deck. Often the raccoons play in the water trough, but we learned that the old wives' tale about them washing their food before they eat it certainly wasn't true of our raccoons. One squeak from the mother raccoon and up the tree they go. Now they become the watchers. We have learned so much watching the various creatures in our yard. We didn't know that raccoons have a sweet tooth. This raccoon is cleaning out the grape jelly feeder that was for the oriole birds. There is a lot to take in as Miss Woody looks down on the patio deck. We were delighted as she flew to a large pine tree and disappeared into the forest. Later that day, a terrible windy storm gave us lots of rain. Just before sundown, I was outside getting things buttoned down for the night, and I saw Miss Woody fly past me to the patio tree. She was drenched. I quickly grabbed the bowl of peanut suet and approached her. She ate and ate. She was really hungry. It turned out to be a terrible day to find food on her own. She hopped right on my hand, and I dried her off and took her to her safe place for the night. She quickly was fast asleep. Going about our chores in the backyard, Miss Woody would often call out to us. I would sing my little song, Jesus Loves Me, and she would chatter and call out. When we first started to care for Miss Woody, I would quietly sing, Jesus Love Me, and she would calm right down. So, when we would feed her, she associated this little tune with food and lots of care.